Hey guys, Connie here. I wanted to kind of start going over talking about some of the health concerns and issues that I've been facing. Today, I want to talk about not making excuses. So, today I went to the doctor at a follow up appointment to go over my lab work. Overall, I am in good general health. Nothing overly concerning for my doctor. My LDL cholesterol was slightly over the desirable range. I think it was 106 when the range is supposed to be like less than 100. And just because my doctor isn't concerned doesn't mean that I shouldn't be concerned. Obviously, I'm not doing something right because I'm overweight, nearly, I think, 75 pounds at this point. And if I'm just being honest with myself, I know that I carry probably 40% body fat. On my body, if not a little bit more. I do know that I have done a body fat test before, being dunked in the hydrostatic tank, and I did have about 145 pounds of lean mass. Now, I have been trying to lose weight over the past several years. I have experienced some success, mainly following a low carb, paleo, whole 30ish type of meal plan. I actually like to eat that way on a regular basis. It's not something that's hard for me, it's not a diet. My problem is consistency. I kind of allow myself to get off track and use the excuse that I'm healthy and I really don't have to eat that way. And all these, if it fits your macros, people eat pancakes and waffles and all these crazy things that, hey, you know what? Why don't I eat them too, even though they make me feel like crap? I know that mentally I need to stop allowing myself to justify those things just because I have good lab work, just because the doctor doesn't have any concern, other than not even all the time, but other than the number on the scale, because sometimes the number on the scale doesn't even come up. Today, my doctor said absolutely nothing about my weight, said that my labs were okay. She wasn't really concerned. Just watch how much fat I ate, and that was pretty much it for that. You know, that being said, like I said, having good labs doesn't mean that I'm on the right track. I am, again, about 75 pounds overweight. This morning I weighed in a little under 254. I think it was like 253.8, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember off the top of my head. I should weigh closer to probably 180. Is probably about the right body weight for me, considering I know that I carry about 140, 150 pounds of lean mass because I am a weightlifter, and I do have some muscle, but again, not making an excuse. Being big boned, having some muscle doesn't mean that it's okay to be 75 pounds overweight. Having good lab work where my skinny friends might have diabetes or other health conditions also doesn't justify, health at every size or this body positivity movement thing that's going on where people are trying to justify being overweight or morbidly obese just because their lab work looks good, just because they work out a couple of days a week. I mean, I work out 3 to 5 days a week. I train in weightlifting. I'm competitive. I'm the current state champion for my age and weight class, but I don't feel healthy. Um, you know, I go and I work out with my friends, and I feel so, I don't even know what the word for is, but I underperform when I'm, compared to them. And I know that I'm in a different part of my journey than they are. Some of them are younger than me. Some of them are more athletic. Some of them are in the Army. Some of them played sports in college, as where I did not. I did play some sports when I was younger in high school, but I haven't played sports, like competitively like that in years, at least cardiovascular sports. Weightlifting is not necessarily a cardiovascular sport. It's more of a how heavy can I lift something, on the ground over my head. So I think it's very, very important, and I may be going off on a tangent. I'm not really good at these videos, but I think it's really important that we be careful with this body positivity or health at every size movement, because somebody who really does need to lose weight, somebody who's morbidly obese, somebody who doesn't feel healthy, it gives them an excuse to say, well, because my labs say I'm healthy, or because I know that I do some general exercise, or I walk on the treadmill, or I go to the gym 3 or 4 or 5 days a week, means that I'm healthy, so people just need to accept me the way I am. And I do agree, people should accept you the way you are. Nobody has the right to make fun of you, call you names, tell you you're fat, or you're lazy, or you're a pig, or like my nickname used to be Elephant, Elefante in Spanish, is what people would call me, among other things, but that's the one that stuck the most, and that's the way I feel on most days, because I allowed other people to define who I was. I've spent a lot of years, trying to feel like, oh, well, health at every size is okay. People need to love me the way I am. If somebody doesn't like me for being overweight, then screw them. And that's all good and well for maybe your own mental and emotional health. But in the long run, I do feel like, giving people a platform, giving people a body positivity or health at any size of movement gives some people, not all people, gives some people a reason to justify being obese, and that could be detrimental to their health in the long run. It is a really, really slippery slope. Again, my labs are good, but I'm 75 pounds overweight. I feel like crap on most days. I like to sleep. I'm tired most of the time. I get depressed very easy. And even though I do move, and I work out, and I train, and I lift weights, it's still, when I am doing those things, sometimes, it makes me feel good after the fact, but before the fact or during the workout, I'm like, God, I am so out of shape. This is so stupid. And that, kind of sucks. But I'm working through that and working on my mental health, my emotional health, my financial health. I'm working on everything at this point. But again, I just wanted to kind of, go over some thoughts that I had in my head. And this isn't, again, to bash anybody in the body positivity movement, anybody in the health at every size movement. Those are, movements that I agree with for the most part. But, to help make sure that we need to be a little bit more cautious about how we spread that word and who we're spreading it to make sure that we're not doing more harm than good, and making sure that people realize that, yes, it is okay not to be this, Victoria's Secret runway model, rail thin, Cosmo magazine type body, that women and men both, all come in different shapes and sizes, but you need to make sure that you're not allowing these things to give you an excuse not to realize your full potential, physically, mentally, and all the other things that you need to do with your life. So anyway, again, my name is Connie. I hope you like this video. Please comment or share with someone else who you feel might need to see it, and hopefully I will be posting more videos, just going over some of my thoughts, because I was going to just post this on Instagram, but my post got really, really long, and as you can probably tell, I was reading a little off my screen because I wanted to make sure I touched on all the points that I wrote up in my free write for the day. So anyway, peace out.